Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the JAA Streetz Podcast, built by the streets, for the streets, with the streets in mind. And today, we have two very special guests with us that will be answering some of the questions that you may have or some of the changes that you may be questioning that you want to get some clarification on. So today, they will be giving us some insights as it relates to the digitization of the motor vehicle registration, the fitness, and the new changes as it relates to those laws as well. So we will be going into it. Miss Meris Haughton and Mr. Dontae Matthews. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
I want you guys to introduce yourself formally to our guests and tell us about the functions of each and what you guys do at the different organizations.
Sure. So my name is Meris Haughton. I'm the Chief Corporate Communications Officer at Tax Administration Jamaica. And in relation to the changes just introduced as it relates to the motor vehicle improvements that have been done, TAJ's role in this is in respect of the registration. So the registration aspect of it, that's what TAJ has responsibility for. So we have made the necessary changes to now introduce the changes that make it now issuing a digital certificate rather than the previous sticker and the print certificates that you would normally have gotten.
All right. I am Dontae Matthews, Manager Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority. And the ITA is a statutory body of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. And our function or main role is to administer the provisions of the Road Traffic Act, which speaks to road and vehicular safety. And one of the core functions is vehicle management. And of course, that's where the certificate of fitness comes in. We check vehicles or test vehicles for roadworthiness and issue certificates of fitness. So our role in this new digital system is to ensure that we move away from the paper-based certificates and issue digital certificates of fitness.
All right, excellent. And how are the Jamaican people coping with the change as it relates to the digitization? How is it so far for you guys?
Okay, sure. Ladies first, right?
Yes.
All right. So in terms of the registration and issuing the motor vehicle registration certificates digitally, that was introduced on Monday, the 21st of July, as you said in your introduction. We have seen persons coming in, they have adopted to the changes. We had a little hiccup with some persons, change is not easy for everybody. But we did recognize that we would have had some questions by persons. So what we did was to ensure that we had persons on the ground within our offices who would offer the assistance to persons, because one of the most significant changes as it relates to this is that persons need to have an email address for the process to now be done. So that's one of the biggest changes in respect of the new issuing of the digital certificates. So persons needing to have an email, and I must add here that it does not have to be your email. It can be the email of somebody that you're associated with, but you're going to need an email because the notification of the certificate is going to be emailed to you. So we had persons on the ground in all our offices, and we have 29 of them across the island. So as persons came in, we were explaining to them, advising them what the changes meant, and persons may have had some concerns, but they were also able to get through and do their processing. On the first day, we did over 2,000 transactions under the new mechanism.
Okay.
So that's telling for us.
And as it relates to like the older persons that are not so tech savvy,
Right.
what provisions are in place for those people?
Sure. So we have our staff in offices that actually assist persons. So somebody may come in not having an email. If they had a phone, the staffers would actually help them to, if they do not already have an email, they would help them to set one up, because we have put in our offices Wi-Fi to also aid in the process. So persons are able to set up their email, or we have a bank of machines, or at least a machine available in each of our offices that we can assist persons. But what we saw some persons doing too, taking the initiative and taking a younger person along with them.
But even older persons, there are a lot of older persons that embrace the digital because we're in a digital space. And there are a lot of things that are now going So the transition is not as difficult. And we did provide for the changes in terms of assisting persons to navigate the changes.
Okay. And on the topic of change, I do know Jamaicans are not so quick or so good with changes. What would you advise the older persons that may say, hey, I want to keep my sticker on my car, or hey, I want my sticker? What are some of the changes that you will make and to let these persons know that, hey, it's digital now, we are going forward with digital? What are some of the changes that you will advise these persons?
And it's interesting that you brought up that question, because on Monday we actually had a situation where a gentleman came in and he actually expressed that he wanted back the sticker, but he was wise enough to come in with his daughter to assist him through the process. And we just explained, and we have been in the media, we have been pushing out things through social media as well as traditional media, as well as on our website, to explain to persons that as of the 21st of July, all registration that is done subsequent to that will be issued electronically. So no more sticker and no more printed certificate. So it's just to get persons to understand that the change means progress, and that we will help them, and we have been helping them to navigate the changes as it is. So we have been working with persons. Persons come with their own understanding. So we have been working with them so that they understand what the change means. And just to say, and this is a question that we have also gotten, for persons who have their stickers already, so their vehicle is not yet expired, their registration is not yet expired, those stickers will remain on their vehicles until expiration date. And then when they come for renewal, then they will also get the electronic sticker, the electronic certificate. Yes.
Okay. And
No, I was just going to add to answer the question in terms of the reception since Monday. And as Meris mentioned, it's a new system. You know, it's new for the staff, it's new for the public. And so, of course, there were a little glitch. There were some glitches in the morning, but as the hours went by, or as the day went by, you know, things started to pick up. Persons became more receptive. We visited a few of our hubs, and we got some feedback. We wanted to know first if persons understood what's going on, what the new changes. Some persons said yes, they have heard about it, and now they're actually experiencing it. So they visit the hub. I saw persons actually writing down their email address. One gentleman said he came on behalf of his mother because his mother is an elderly, you know, she's elderly. So he was there getting the vehicle passed on her behalf. A nurse was there, and she was saying, you know, she's a nurse, you know, nurses are busy. So she had to go back to work. So she was happy that she came in, and in like 2-3 minutes, some people were out. We got some testimonials. Of course, some persons they said that they'll have to wait a little to see how, just as it grows on them, but they are welcoming the change and they're looking forward. Some persons are saying, you know, they're happy that they don't have to be driving around with the paper, right? Some persons are happy with the new validity periods. So that's something that has been welcomed. In terms of the provisions being made for those who are not tech savvy, we also have Wi-Fi at all our service hubs. So persons, when they come to the hub, which we know, person may know as examination depot, right? If you have a phone or a tablet, but you don't have any data, or you have data and you know sometimes data might lag, you can scan a QR code, you have access to our Wi-Fi, you can check your fitness on location. If you don't have a phone, you don't have a tablet, you know nothing about technology, we have our customer service representatives who will assist you. We will help you to generate your reference number, which you will need to access your certificate of fitness.
okay. So as it relates to the process, if I want to renew my registration right now, can you walk me through the process of what I would do from the start?
Sure.
Right, I'll do the fitness after the registration.
So in terms of the registration, to renew your registration right now, you go to a tax office, have an email address, because it's part of the requirement now. So you go up to the cashier as you would normally do. So you have your expired or your expiring registration. So you'll go to the cashier. You have to ensure as it was in the past, that your vehicle is certified fit, that you have your valid insurance, because these are the documents that you would always have needed and you still need. So you take those documents along with you to the cashier, you provide them with the email that you're going to be using, and they will do the data entry. Once that is done, they will give you a receipt of the transaction. And at this time, just in the early stages here, we are also giving you a flyer with the instructions how you can access your digital certificate. So they will advise you how to do that. An email will be sent to you, hence the reason for the email. So an email will be sent to you notifying you as to how you can access that digital certificate. And the access is done through what they call the Certificate Service Portal, and that website is www.cgds.gov.jm. We have also made it easier for persons. They can actually log on to the TAJ's website, which is www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. Come onto the website. You would use the information that's sent to you in that email, where it has the certificate number as well as the motor vehicle ID. Those two bits of information are needed to be plugged into the portal. And then you will get a view of the certificate, which you can download, print, save, email. And you can do this as often as you wish. So that is in terms of the physical, meaning going in line to the tax office. Happy to say that in respect of the registration, it can also be done online on our platform. And it's now a true online registration process. Prior to the change, we did offer online for renewal, and this is renewal of private motor vehicles or your white plate.
Yeah.
Right, so you could do the renewal, but you would have to go pick up the documents at a select tax office. Okay. That's how it is. But with the new electronic issuing of the certificate, guess what? You can now truly do an online renewal of your private motor vehicle because there's nothing to pick up anymore. So we expect to see an increase in the number of persons doing their renewals online on our platform. And early indicators, the numbers are already growing on our online, where persons can now log on to our website, renew their private motor vehicle, and then they go on to the portal, that certificate distribution portal, and then they can download, print, save, email their certificate. So
Easy as that.
So I heard you say private motor vehicle.
Yes.
What if I have a fleet of vehicles and I want to get them renewed? Let's say the commercial vehicles.
No, commercial.
vehicles at this point, commercial vehicles still have to be done in office.
In office.
Yes, we're looking to adjust and to make that, but as it stands now, it's just private motor vehicles that can be accommodated on our online platform. So I'm happy that you say that. So for persons who are registering a new motor vehicle, has to be done in line. Okay. Commercial vehicles, PPV vehicles, diplomatic vehicles, all have to be done in line. However, for online, if it's a private motor vehicle, and again here your white plate vehicle now, you can renew it online. And it's so much easier now to do that because there's nothing to pick up anywhere. So that's one of the biggest plus with the changes that we have seen since the 21st of July.
Okay. And earlier you said, validity period. Can you expound a little bit on the validity period and as it relates to cost as well?
All right. So under this new regime, previously motorists would renew their fitness yearly. Commercial and PPV would have done every 6 months. Under this new regime, motorists will have, not the option, but based on the age of the vehicle. So for brand new vehicles, the fitness validity period will be 5 years. For vehicles that are 10 years old or younger or newer, that would be 3 years for the validity period. Vehicles that are over 10 years old would continue getting that 1 year certificate of fitness. The fees have not changed. So if it's a 5-year fitness, it's the same fee that you used to pay. So let's say, for example, it's a private motor vehicle, right? A car. $4,500. You're paying for the inspection and not for the validity period, right? So private motor vehicles, motorcycles, $4,500. Commercial and public passenger vehicles, in addition to tractor trailer, $5,400. Not 5 times the amount, not 3 times the amount, just that amount that you're paying. And that's it for the validity periods. Now for the process, you first have to visit the tax office. You can go in person or you can go online to pay the inspection fee.
I would prefer you do it online.
Yes, you can do it online, right? Once you have the facilities to do that, you can go online, you'll get your receipt that you can generate, you can print, you can have it. When you go to the examination depot, right, you will be given a little inspection form or receipt where you'll put your email address on, and you will also put the receipt number from TAJ on it. The examiner will take that receipt and record the chassis number and other details and the report from the inspection. And once your vehicle has passed the inspection, meaning there are no defects, you will be, the form or the documents will be given to the customer service representative who will input that data into the system. And that's where the email address is. That's why the email address is important now, because after inputting the data into the system, the reference number will be sent to your email. And when you go to check your email, remember I mentioned there's Wi-Fi at our hub. So if you don't have any data, you can check your email on spot. You will get the reference number, and there's also a QR code that you can scan to go to the certificate generation and distribution system. And there you'll need to input the reference number that was sent to your email and the vehicle's chassis number. Once you input those 2 numbers, your certificate will be generated. You can view it, you can download it just like as with the registration. You can save it, but it will be sent to your email, the reference number. So you just need to view it and have it there. If you fail the inspection, meaning you have defects, for example, tires not good, your windscreen, your lights not working, then you'll be asked to remedy the defects and then return. Note that you can come back with the same receipt because it has not been used. However, if you come back and you fail inspection again, you'll have to pay another fee at the tax office. So you're allowed to reuse the receipt once, basically. Okay. So you get that opportunity to go and remedy the defects and come back, and you still have that receipt to use. So that's the process. And once you have your receipt, once you have your certificate, you can print it, you can have it, but you won't be required to show it if the police stops you, because they'll be able to pick it up in their Smart Check app.
Okay.
Yes.
So the police will have an app.
Yes.
So there's no need for me to have it on my phone.
In your dog glove compartment.
Yeah.
You can have it on your phone for your peace of mind.
Yeah.
But I know sometimes persons, since the rollout or before the rollout, persons ask, what if my battery dies? What if I don't have any data to show the police? You will not be required to show the police anything. They'll be able to pick it up by using your registration plate number.
Okay.
But you can have it in on your person, for your peace of mind.
Okay. And
Yes.
there's no risk as it relates to not having that on you.
No, the amended law allows you to not have a physical copy.
Okay.
It's no longer a breach not
breach.
to
Yes.
show the police.
Yes.
Okay.
So the offense, you'll not be ticketed for that.
Okay. So as long as the police pulls you over, they will be able to view your registration and your fitness on their side
Yes.
to see if it's up to date. The only thing that you have to present is your insurance.
And your driver's license.
And your
And your
license.
driver's license.
Yes.
Don't forget
Okay.
that
Important.
fact. Very important.
Yeah.
As it relates to the fitness, I do know you have to go in to the examination depot to get the fitness. If
Well,
let's
to do the
say-
inspection.
The inspection to get the fitness.
Yes.
Sorry. So let's say, as you said, the receipt is only valued for one fix and you come back. If let's say I have a fix, I come back, it failed again. I have to pay each time I come back.
So you have to pay for a different inspection because as I mentioned, you're allowed to reuse the receipt once. So it's up to you now. And I always tell people, because you're supposed to service your vehicle regularly. So if you service your vehicle on time and then you go on the you shouldn't have any problems. So service your vehicle so you don't have to be sent back to remedy any defects. because your mechanic would have picked up on the issues, see that you have tires that are bald, because trust me, people are driving around with bald tires.
Which
Recipe
is
for
unsafe,
disaster.
Which is unsafe.
Yes. So if you go to your mechanic and you get your vehicle serviced before coming to the examination depot, you'll pass with ease. Pass the vehicle inspection with ease.
So as it relates to the inspection, why do these examiners have to drive the vehicle like that?
I saw that one coming. All right. So the vehicle is driven to test the brakes and the front end parts. Remember, it's not a big compound. So in order for them to get the true test of your brakes or the front end parts, the vehicle has to be driven. I know persons have concerns, but that's something that is being worked on in terms of reducing the amount of times the vehicle is driven or the speed at which the vehicle is driven. So you'll probably hear more about that in subsequent posts or releases or so.
All right. So as it relates to the examination again, the inspection, if let's say there's a mishap as it relates to the examiner driving the vehicle, what should I do as a motorist?
When you say mishap, what do you mean?
Accidents happen.
All right. In that case, of course, it would be on our part because, of course, it's our examiner that would have caused the mishap. So, of course, there will be discussions with the motorists in terms of how we will remedy the situation. And, of course, the cost would be on the Island Traffic Authority.
The experience at the examination depot, when I bring my vehicle to the examination depot, can you walk me through the process of getting the new fitness? Like what happens when I get there to when I leave?
All right. So when you get there, there's an inspection ramp, right? Usually, and let me use, for example, the Swallowfield service hub. So when you enter, persons usually join the line that goes to the ramp, right? So you join that line, you go on the ramp. The inspector will, as I mentioned, you'll be given a little form. Well, currently, because you would have had a certificate of fitness that is now expired or expiring, we will take that from you and that already has the chassis number and all of that. So we would ask you for your email address. The examiner will ask you to turn your lights on, turn your steering wheel to the right, to the left. They'll ask you to honk the horn. They'll pull the bonnet to check for other things. And then, once those are good, that's where, proceed to the other part of the inspection, and that's where they will test drive the vehicle. After that, they will submit your documents to the customer service representative who will input the data. But if you, for example, as I mentioned, if there's a defect that needs to be remedied, then, you'll be told, it will be written on the form that you'll need to remedy these, and then you can go and come back on the same day. But you wouldn't have to join the line again. Meaning you won't have to go back on the ramp. Once you're past the ramp inspection, so if the issue is with the test driving where the tires are bad, then you just need to come back to that section and get your vehicle checked again. And you'll be out once the email has been sent and you check and it's good, you can leave.
So the process now is way smoother, way easier.
Yes,
I can
because
do it
there's no
and
more
go back
printing.
to work.
Yes, so there's no more printing. You don't have to sit. In fact, when we were at Swallowfield on the launch day, the tent was empty because persons don't have to wait until the certificate is printed. And, sometimes the machines do give problems from time to time. So with just a click, once the data has been entered into the system and you click and it's sent to your email, you check everything is good, you're on your way out.
All right. So on the topic of breaches as it relates to the road code, is that under your department or your organization, I would say?
Breaches in terms art. So we administer the provisions. So we have responsibility for the National Road Code. We do promote road safety as well. We do road spot checks with the police. So from time to time, you'll see us with the police on the roadway. You see us our officers in their vests. And so when the police pulls over a motorist, we inspect the vehicle to ensure that it's compliant with their certificate of fitness. So we check for the tires, we check for the windscreen to see if it's heavily tinted and for other things. And if you're found to be in breach of the Road Traffic Act, meaning your tires are not up to standard, the windscreen is not the tint on the windscreen is not at the proper level, all of that, the registration plates will be removed and you'll be issued with what is called an E1 or certificate of defects. You'll have to remedy those defects. Take the vehicle back to the examination depot, have it checked, and once you have passed the inspection, you'll be issued with an E2, which is Certificate of Defects Remedied, and that's what you'll take to the police station to retrieve the registration plate so you can be on your way.
So if it's a case where I have a defect that I cannot correct at that moment, what do I do with the vehicle?
At that moment, meaning on the, like...
So let's say I need a windscreen.
Oh.
And I have to go get the windscreen, get the person to come install it. What can I do?
Well, you don't have to
meantime?
remedy it on the, like, at the location, you know, because you can actually drive the vehicle to the repair shop or to wherever, because you have the certificate of defect. So the police, or if another police stops you, they'll know that you have an E1.
Okay.
So that's the reason you don't have your registration plate
So
on.
as long as you have the E1.
So once you have the E1, because that's why you have the E1 to go and get the defects remedied. So in that case, it's not on the spot that you'll have to correct if it's for the tint, you can remove the tint on spot. But if it's a tire that needs to be changed, something else that needs to be fixed on the vehicle, you will get the go ahead to do that. And there's a defects fee that you'll have to pay at the tax office as well. And then in order to get back the license, the registration plates.
And is there a time frame that you have to remedy these defects?
If you want to drive your vehicle, if based on the job that you do or wherever you want to go, so if you want to take a day or 2 or 3 and don't remedy it, remember you're not going to get the registration plates until you remedy it. So they'll be kept at the police station until you remedy the defects.
But what if I say I want to drive with the E1, no plates, just with the E1?
No, that will not work.
That will not work.
You have to remedy the defects.
Great. So sorry to cut you guys. If you guys are liking the video, you guys are learning from this video, please subscribe. We're a young channel and we're looking to grow. Back to the video. So earlier I heard you said that for new vehicles you do have to go in office.
In office. That's
What's
correct.
the process like as it relates? If I get a new vehicle and I go in office to do the registration and the fitness, and what's the process like for a new vehicle?
It's fairly similar, with the exception that you would need to have all the documents to show that it's a new vehicle. And most persons is their car company that would normally do it, but you would have to have the documentation that the car is being brought in, has been brought in, or has been bought from a used car dealer, for example. So it is what would show that the car is new to you. So you may have just bought the vehicle from somebody else. So you would have to have that information as well. So you take that along. But what is very important that you must have the certificate of fitness. You must have the certificate of fitness, and similar the insurance, because those things are needed before you do the registration of the vehicle. And the registration of the vehicle is what now gives you the license to have that vehicle on the road.
And you said it's the same process as if I buy, let's say I buy a vehicle from Dontae.
From Dontae.
I have to go in office and not online.
Correct.
And that is sent to your email as well.
The receipt is generated from the TAJ system.
Okay, so you will be able to like screenshot and have that receipt. Because I
can
do
print
know
it.
persons. You can print it. Okay. Because I do know persons, they like the receipts. They're very
No,
old
you have the
school.
option of printing, and it's an official receipt that you will get from our system that you can print, you can save it, you can download it once you do the online transaction. So all our transactions that are done online, you get either a statement of payment. So for the fitness, which you can do on our online or on our mobile app, you can get a statement of payment, which you can print, which is what you take to the depot. But in relation to the registration, it can be done online once you're renewing a private motor vehicle. And if you'd permit me to, that with the change with the legislation that was introduced on Monday, the 21st of July, there is also an added option that persons have in terms of the length of time that their registration can be done for. So previously, you could do your registration for either 6 months or a year. With the new legislation, there's an additional option of 24 months. So you now have 3 options. So the choice is yours. You want to do whether based on financing or based on timing that you would have. So you can now do it for 6 months or a year or 2 years. And the cost of that, different from Dontae now, the cost of that is based on the length of time. because this is how long you are doing the registration for, which is now your option. So I could give you an example. A private motor car, which is 1500 cc, 1500 cc, the cost for a year is $12,600 to license that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The 6 months option is half of that, which is $6,300. With the added 24 months, the cost of it is $25,200. So that's the difference here. So the choice is yours. How often do I want to go to the tax office or to go online to do the registration? Or how are my funds in order to get it done? Because you do have a lot of persons opting for the 6 months because it's $6,300 as opposed to doing it for a year, which is $12,600. So now for 2 years, which is $25,200, do I want to spend that money to do it for 2 years? But then you have the benefit that you don't have to go until 2 years' time to go do your renewal. And we do have a number of persons who have since the new opted for the 2 years.
Yes.
Because it means that you don't have to go to the tax office until 2 years' time or to go online to do it for 2 years' time. So the choice is yours.
So if I do a renewal and I send it to an email that I no longer have access to, can I go in the system and get it resent to a new email?
You can actually use the information on your receipt, and this is a tip for persons. You can actually use the information on your receipt to go onto the certificate service portal. So on your receipt, it has the certificate number, and it also has the motor vehicle ID. Those are the two numbers that you need in order to do a print or to download or to email.
Similarly with the certificate of fitness, I mentioned earlier that we give an inspection receipt, and on it the examiner will write the chassis number, and there's also the reference number that we'll put on it. So if in case you want to leave and check it after, you will have that information, and the QR code is on the receipt, so you can scan and just input the numbers to check your certificate of fitness.
So it's easy.
On the topic of insurance, I do know that sometimes when we do our checks online for the insurance, it doesn't come up in the system as we're insured, but yet still we have an insurance. The police, as it relates to that insurance, what provisions will be in place for insurance as it relates to presenting an actual copy to show the police?
And I'm happy that you asked that question because of the database that we have. TAJ manages what we call an automated motor vehicle system, which is where all of the pieces of information actually go to. So we have been working with the Insurance Association of Jamaica, where their data comes across, or it pulls from their data into our system. However, there are, over the time, and we have been doing the checks, and I must say that it has improved considerably, wherein some of the brokers we have seen, and we can tell which ones, have not been uploading the insurance information into the system in a timely manner. So it then is not in our automated motor vehicle system, which is where the data will be pulled from to get that electronic validation that the insurance is actually there. So insurance companies use the cover vault, and then that data is pulled from the cover vault into our system. But if the data is not uploaded into cover vault, then our system will not see it. So the importance is to have the paper, because the police will accept the paper to say that it is in fact insured.
Okay.
But I must say, having worked with the Insurance Association of Jamaica over the past few years, we have seen a significant improvement in the amount of data that is coming across in our system. So we have been working with the insurance companies to actually get them to improve on that.
And just to add to that, motorists can actually check their insurance status using the Epic Vault website.
That's correct.
That's something I use a lot, especially when we go to our public education sessions. Persons are happy to hear that. And it's on the web. It's just, you can type it in on Google. You go in, you use your registration plate number and the chassis number, I believe.
Right.
It tells you the insurance company that you or that you use, it tells you the period of coverage,
Right.
and it gives you the green sticker to say that you're covered, or the X that says you're not covered.
covered.
So if let's say somebody hits your vehicle and drives off, and you don't get anything, but you get their registration plate,
You can check it.
You can check to see if that person is insured.
And that's a question that persons have asked. With the change now, with the electronically issued certificates, both for registration
And fitness, yeah.
and fitness, the person doesn't provide you with any information. You can actually check through the cover to see what their information is. So it's important that you get the license plate of the vehicle that you may have had a mishap with, let me call it that, a mishap with. So ensure that you get that. Even if they don't exchange papers with you, make sure you get the license number, and then you can do the checks.
Another question that persons normally ask is how will, for example, insurance agencies, the financial institutions, how will they, because they're no longer required to give the physical certificates, they will also have access to the portal.
They're third party.
Third party, yes.
Right.
So they will be able to log in and see if you have
once the reference
They need those pieces of data to access
the
the certificate number. In the case of the registration, the certificate number and the motor vehicle ID. And they can check.
So if you don't have the certificate, it's fine. They just need those.
They just need those information.
Okay.
Because remember, when you're seeking a loan, they would want to get the documents for the vehicle. They want to see that it's certified.
That is correct.
You know, all of that. So with the fitness, they just need the reference number, the certificate number, and the chassis number, and they can get the data. Same thing with the insurance. So if you want if you're trying to get a claim or you're looking for coverage for your vehicle, same thing. They'll have access to the system.
They'll have access to it. So third parties do have access to the system.
Yeah.
So if I want to do a fitness renewal for someone, can I do that?
Yes. All you need is an email address. Because remember, companies that have new vehicles, they will have to do fitness for the vehicles too. So all they need is an email. They can come with a fleet of vehicles, but they'll need an email that the reference numbers will be sent to for those vehicles. But just ensure it's an active email address that you have access to. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I may, the question about fleet vehicles, it's not that it's multiple emails that you will need, just one email. So you may have 10 cars, even in your home, I don't know how you stay, but you may have several cars that you own privately. It's one email that you need. It's not that you need an email for every single vehicle that you're doing. It's just that the information can be sent to you because the notification is going to be emailed to you. So hence the need of an email.
And they would be separate, so I don't need to scroll through to find for
They'll
that.
So each reference number, each vehicle will have a reference
That
number
is
for each
correct.
because it's one certificate per vehicle.
That is correct. What is the one email that you will need?
So if it's 10 vehicles, you'll get 10 reference
10
numbers.
reference numbers.
Correct.
Yes.
And as it relates to that document, will it be a PDF? What type of document?
The certificate?
Will it be? Yes.
So it will look just like how the fitness and the registration look. No. It's just that it's going to be in digital format. So when you print it, it will look like the blue fitness that you currently have or used to have, and that pink registration.
Right.
It will look like that, but it's going to be in PDF format. So you can download, save, print, screenshot, whatever you want.
Because the reason why I asked is because I do know that there are a few document type that you can send. You can send zip, you can send...
No man, it's PDF.
It's PDF.
It's
So you
PDF.
can download
always
it.
going to be PDF.
In fact, when you log into the to the certificate generation and distribution system, it gives you a little summary at the front that tells you the status.
Right.
Your fitness certificate is ready, expiration date. But then if you want to view the document itself,
And you can just view it.
yeah,
And it looks like the
actual certificate
that you now get.
Yeah.
And then you can have the option of printing it, saving it,
Send
emailing it to somebody.
on a WhatsApp.
Right.
Wherever
So
you
what do you guys recommend though? When you get the certificate, what do you recommend to do with that certificate? Save it, print it?
Personally, I would do both. I would save it and I would also print it and walk with it.
Yeah.
So you recommend everyone that is listening.
It's for what they prefer.
My peace of mind.
Some person might
yes.
just want to go. Some person may have data everywhere they go, so they can always log in and look at it. Some person may only have
save it to
data
my
when
phone.
Some person may only have
save it
data
to
when
my
they're at
phone.
home. So you can save it on your phone. You can screenshot you can print it and keep it in your glove compartment. It's
As
just
you
that,
would normally.
As you normally
Yeah.
do. Just for your
Because
peace
as
of
you
mind.
said earlier, for the peace of mind,
For your peace
when the
of
police
mind.
stops you,
Right.
you have it there.
The thing that I can say categorically, because the law says so, the police cannot ticket you for not
having.
showing it to them.
Yeah.
Right.
That as long as they log in, they will be able to see everything.
is
Yeah, they
correct.
can pick it up with their by using your registration
Right.
plate.
So the law has actually been amended to say that it is no longer a breach not to show the police your documents.
But they can stop you. They can stop you because remember you have your driver's license that you need to show, your insurance, and they can stop you for other breaches of the Road Traffic Act. You could be speeding, you could be caught using your cell
Correct.
phone and
Correct.
other things.
No
seatbelt.
seatbelt.
Right?
So
So
it's not
that's
that they
very
won't
important.
stop you, but it's no longer a breach not to have the documents.
Oh, you know which category of road user is very happy about this registration? The motorcyclist. Because remember that they don't have a windscreen that they used to put the decal on. So they always had to struggle to find where to put the sticker. So I know that group,
Yes,
they welcome
yes.
this change. Just to add, there's no grace period for certificates of fitness. You have, however, 90 days that you can, you have up to 90 days to I hope I'm saying this right. You can renew as early as 90 days.
Before the
Before the
90
expiration.
days of the expiration.
Yeah, but you don't have a grace period, meaning you don't have a month or anything after. So if it expires today, you don't have until August to renew. You need to go and renew because your vehicle needs to be roadworthy.
And as it relates to the registration, yes.
Well, the regulations still maintains that you have a 1 month grace period because for registration, it's at the end of a month that it ends. So you have 1 month after the expiration as a grace period, and that's in the regulation. Similar to the certificate of fitness, you can actually do your renewal 90 days ahead of the expiration. So you don't have to wait until the last day, which is when we normally see
Some people do
coming
that.
in.
But you have,
until
you
the
have that
last
period
day.
in case you know you're going to travel. You can do it if you know you're not going to be around on the day when it expires. You have that period.
Or you remember, just come and do it.
Yeah, or you have the money at that time where you know you're gonna you don't
Use
trust
it up.
yourself to keep the money until then you can do that. I know some people who drive on mercy. So the grace has ended and they drive on mercy.
Yes.
But we are not asking that you do that. Get your
No.
vehicles your documents renewed
documents
on
renewed.
time.
Yes, on time. And just as a reminder that your motor vehicle registration, if you are renewing a private motor vehicle, we're encouraging you to do it online. You can do it at any time of the day. Remember, unlike the office, the online doesn't close. So you can, in your bed, the comfort of your home, and do your renewal. There's no need for you to do it at the tax office.
Just one more thing, as it relates to purchasing or paying for the fitness inspection online, look at the tax code. And I say this because you may drive a private motor car, like a regular sedan. There's a tax code for that, and there's a tax code for motorcycle. If you go and purchase a fee for motorcycle,
They can't use it.
It can't be used, and you'll have to either get a
refund.
refund, or you'll have to purchase a new inspection fee. So it's important that you check the tax code.
It's listed. It's not just
listed.
the code. The
So it's there.
description is
So
there
if
to
it-
guide
So
you.
it tells
But
you
just
private motor car.
Be careful.
Yes.
And motorcycles do have to go to the examination.
Yes, they do
before-
have. They also have to do fitness because you have to check some of them actually remove mirrors from the bikes. Some of them remove the silencer from so we have to check for those things. The tires as well. They also have to be fit because especially with the high fatality rate among our motorcyclists. Yeah.
All right. And do you guys have anything else that you want to add as it relates to the renewal and the new process as it relates to getting these documents up to date?
Yes, just to say that I know persons have questions even after this engagement on the TAJ website. And again, that website is www.jamaicatax.gov. We have actually put on their information hub for registration, the new electronic motor vehicle registration. So there are a number of FAQs that are available there, as well as all the collateral that relates to registration, all the releases that we have output, all of the documentation, how to. So we actually have a how to you had to ask me, how do I go about it? So we actually have a brochure which looks at how to do it in the tax office as well as how to do it online. So we are just inviting persons to use the available information that's on our website, or they can contact our customer care center, which is at 888-829-4357, and our customer care agents will be happy to assist. And of course, on social, we have a lot of information that's also available on our social media. So there's a lot of information. So persons just need to just recognize that it's a change, it's an improvement, and we're hoping that persons will embrace. And we have been seeing that already, based on the numbers that we have already done process since the day one.
All right. So we have some questions from the streets that we will be asking you guys.
Okay.
And the first question is, can I renew registration on behalf of someone else?
Yeah, man. You can. You can. It doesn't have to be your vehicle.
And what happens if I try to renew online but receive an insurance error?
Well, unfortunately, if you try to renew online and you get an insurance error, you have to liaise with your insurance company or broker.
And do I need to bring a receipt to the examination depot when I'm going to get my fitness?
Yes, you can. If you pay for it in line, meaning at the tax office in person, you can take the physical receipt. If you purchase it online, you can come with the phone, but you'll be required to write the receipt number on the inspection form that we'll give you.
All right. And what information or pieces of information do I need when I'm renewing online for both registration and fitness?
All right, so I'll take with the registration. So similar to coming into office, you have to ensure that the vehicle is certified fit. So you need to have that. You need to have the insurance, make sure the insurance. But what you're going to actually be entering is the information from your old registration. So you need to have that in hand, right? You just need to know that the other things are valid. But you need to have in hand because there's some information you're going to be inputting from your current registration. And there's an image on there, a sample image, so it will tell you where to look, all right? So you're going to need that. You're also going to need your TRN. So whoever is doing it, and it doesn't have to be you. So if you're doing it for somebody, it is your, not TRN, sorry, driver's license information that you'll be inputting on the online.
Oh, I would say for the certificate of fitness, if you're purchasing the fee in line, you'll need your TRN. You'll need to know the type of vehicle that you're paying for. Because I mentioned earlier that you can have a motor car, but purchase the wrong fee. May purchase for a motorcycle. So you need to know the type of vehicle, the tax code for it. If you're doing it online, the TRN type of vehicle, and also the email address, because you'd have to log into the tax office's portal so that the receipt can be sent to your email address as well.
So
hold on, let me just clarify something. So if you're doing your registration or you're
paying the
fitness fee online, you need to have a TAJ login. And it's just like logging into a bank online, where you're going to need a username and a password, all right? And your email. So that is what you use to set it up. And if you set it up one time and you use it for anything else, because we have a lot of options that you can do online. Yeah. So once you do that and you go into your login now, you can then look for the option that says renew my motor vehicle registration. Make sure you have the document, the registration certificate that you currently have. Okay, when you need the information from that to input, and your driver's license, right? If you're doing the fitness fee, which you can pay online as well, you also need to have that login. Then you're going to search for pay my fitness fee. You just enter the information. Be very careful in selecting the type of vehicle, the description of the vehicle. If it's a private vehicle, if it's a commercial vehicle, if it's a PPV vehicle, make sure you select the correct one. Because like the fee for a private vehicle and the fee for a bike is the same cost. But you have to select the option that says bike and the description is there. You may not understand the code, but the description is there. So if it's motorbike, you're going to select from the drop-down options, that is motorbike you're paying for. If it's private car, you're going to select from the drop-down option that you're paying for a car.
Yeah.
And also to advise you too that you can use the online for the payment of the certificate of fitness fee, or we have a mobile app that you can also pay the certificate of fitness fee through. And it's just Android at this time. Right.
All right. So, seeing that this digitization is now in effect, can I now remove my sticker from the car?
All right. I would advise you no, because your validity of the old is still in effect. So do not remove your sticker. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I renewed my motor vehicle registration in May of this year for a year. So which means until April next year is when mine will become expired. My sticker will stay on until April or whenever I renew, because I have up to 90 days before it expires that I can renew. So keep your document with you, keep the sticker on the car, because my vehicle is not yet under the system that says electronic certificate.
Same thing with the certificate of fitness. If you got your vehicle passed prior to July 21, keep your certificate of fitness in the vehicle, because you'd have gotten the paper fitness. When you go to renew next year or whenever it expires, then you no longer will need to have that certificate of fitness.
That's when you
physically.
get the digital.
Yeah.
All right. So, do I lose time if I renew early?
No.
No.
If you renew within that 90-day period, you lose no time.
That's for the registration. For the fitness, the validity period will start when you renew the certificate of fitness.
All right. And this person is asking, if I'm buying a 2010 vehicle, do I have to go in office to register it, considering it was already on the roads of Jamaica?
It's new to you, so you have to register it to you.
All right. Thank you, guys. And
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The registration continues because the vehicle is registered. Remember, I explained to you that a motor vehicle ID, just like how we have a TRN for ourselves, every car, the car itself has a motor vehicle ID. So if you bought a car from somebody and it has 6 months left on the registration, the car is duly registered for that period. You may need to get your new plates, but they will continue the registration period for the car. But you would still need to go in to get your new plates.
all right.
All right?
So those were questions from the streets. If you have any more questions that you want us to answer, share it in the comment sections below, and we'll see how best we can get them answered. And to my guests, can you share the entity's socials just in case we want to see updates in the future?
Sure. In terms of Tax Administration Jamaica, one, not just the socials, but our website, it has an information hub that persons can get all information related to the new motor vehicle registration certificate. And that's www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. We're also quite social. So you can just look for Jamaica Tax on socials, and we are on most of the socials, X, IG, Facebook, LinkedIn. So we invite you to just join us there.
All right. So for the Island Traffic Authority, we currently don't have a website, but our parent ministry, Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, we have a frequently asked questions document there, so persons can go and view those. We also have our social media pages, so we're on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, X. I said that already. We also have we have a link tree on our Instagram, so persons can go there to view the frequently asked questions. We'll also be sharing our frequently asked questions with the Tax Administration of Jamaica, so you can go there and view them as well. You can call us 754-1900, or you can email us dita@mtw.gov.jm.
All right. So I have one last question for you guys. What's a question that you want to ask the next guest?
For me, we're talking motor vehicles here. One of my biggest challenges is the carnage I'm seeing on the road. What can we do to improve that? Too many lives are being lost on our roads.
And I agree with Meris. I would ask that same question as the entity that promotes road safety or ensures road safety. I would want to know, what new initiatives or plans can be put in place to reduce road fatalities. And not just road fatalities, but the injuries as well, because that's a burden to the economy.
All right. And there you have it. Thank you again for being a part of the JAA Streetz. We appreciate the company that you gave us today. Thank you again for joining in. And just a reminder, if you want us to deal with this process for you as it relates to online registration fitness, we can do it for you. Don't worry, if you don't have an email, we will get that done for you. If you want a bearer to pick up the cash, we will do that for you. So don't worry, leave all the hassle to us. We will get your documents renewed and we will get them returned to you safely. So if you need us to assist, give us a call at 929-1200. And again, stay safe, walk good, drive good, be good.